Hi folks, welcome to Blackbeard's Detailing YouTube channel. I'm Ross, shortly you'll see Josh and you'll meet Kai, who's in with us for work placement through the council. So on this episode we have this, the Mini, which is in with us to get the soft top looking back to its former days of glory. It's pretty grimy, as you can see. It's got its own little ecosystem. So we are going to get this deep cleaned and then we'll get it re-dyed and resealed. So hopefully you join us for the process. Well folks, that's the all the kind of decon work done on the Mini. So that was 3 essential soaking in citrus pre-clean, citrus all cleaner, and left to dwell for a good 20 minutes whilst we kept the roof wet, and then drill brush and then rinsed. And so basically done that 3 times to get all that horrible alginess and all the gunk and everything out the fabric roof. It's actually looking pretty good as it is, but there's some wee faint kind of staining sections along here that we can see. So we're obviously still going to get dyed. So we are going to let it thoroughly dry out. I'm going to get the big air moving fan blowing on it, and then just get the air passing over it, get it absolutely bone dry. We'll get another wee look at it, and then we will basically crack on and get it all dyed. You may have seen, obviously we're using a pressure washer on the roof. The pressure washer, you can turn the pressure right down on it. So if you're watching this and you think, I'm going to have a wee go at that myself, please do not get close up to the fabric cloth with the pressure washer. I was using the temperature set at 50 degrees with the pressure down as far down as it would go. So it's not actually, it's very little pressure that's coming out. It's 11 litres a minute, and I think it was coming out at about 70 bar. So it's 70 psi. So it's very low pressure, completely safe to use on soft tops. So bear that in mind if you're watching this and you're going to have a go at it yourself. If you go up really close with the pressure washer, you will put these big lines in your fabric top, which it's essentially like the fabric itself. You're almost knifing into it with the edge of the pressure washer because it's so strong. We've touched on before, we're doing soft tops. These lines, which you can see running along there, are the natural crease lines. So when this roof folds over, that crushes into itself. It's basically like your clothes getting creased. You usually get them as well along where the bars are, either side of them. So when it's dyed, please bear in mind these sections look darker, and these lights really pick them up to the point in which it looks as if it's big, basically jet black lines which have been painted. It's the lighting that really picks it up. So please bear that in mind when it's all done. Once we've done it, it's just that it's almost like a camera trick. I've sent pictures to the cars before with customers, and they're like, oh my god, what are these big zebra lines? The second it's like you actually see it in person, they're almost non-existent. So please bear that in mind when you're watching the vlog. Don't get any nasty comments going, that looks terrible, there's big lines on it. It really isn't, it just seems to be really picked up by the camera. It's the same along here, like these sections here that kind of creasing along there. It's just the crease bits, and then when it's dyed, it just makes it look darker. But anyway, that's by the by. Just going to let this dry out for a good few hours, and then we're going to get it dyed. A couple of layers of dye on it. Leave it drying overnight, and then get some Gtechniq Smart Fabric on it tomorrow. Leave that drying for about 6 hours, and then the customer can come and collect. Meantime, Josh is doing, you might have seen this on the previous vlog, we're actually running the two of these cars side by side. The customer of the Tesla knows we've got another kind of main project in. I don't like having two main projects in at the same time, but that was picked up yesterday morning from Tesla and dropped off here with 16 miles on it. He wanted it protected straight from the get-go, and he was completely happy with me dividing my time between that and Josh, who's certainly more than capable of coating the Tesla. So Josh is onto that. So yeah, we're just going to get cracked on. Well folks, it's the following morning. This has been drying all night. Came in and it looks absolutely spectacular. It's like a brand spanking new roof on this. So we are going to stick on the Smart Fabric. My lovely assistant here will pass it over. So this is just going to give it that water protection. Hopefully help dispel the water, which is going to prevent the algae from soaking in and penetrating and just making it an absolute nightmare and looking really dated. The lady that owns this got the roof done not too long ago, not by us, but it's obviously just set in. It won't help if you're parking the car under trees, things like that. It's only natural that all the debris and just the rubbish, the tree is going to come down and going to land in the fabric. So we're wanting to give it as good a protection as possible, which is why we're putting the Gtechniq Smart Fabric on it. So nice, simple, easy spray application. Just go along it, make sure the full roof is saturated in it, and then it's just going to be left to dry. Josh is going to go around the car, so I'll do this section, then Josh will go around here with a QD and make sure the Smart Fabric's wiped off all the kind of sections that's got overspray from it, because we don't want it sitting on the rest of the bodywork. It's designed to go on the fabric. So we're going to crack on, we're going to get that done, and then that's this mini completely finished. But we'll show you the roof before we apply the Smart Fabric. So just as I said yesterday, the camera picks up these really, really massive. Like in person, it's difficult to describe because they're actually quite difficult to see in person, but the camera picks them up really, really well, especially under all these lights. Like these wee shiny bits here are barely noticeable at all. Again, these are like crease points. That as well looks like a big, huge, dark mat on the camera, but in person, you can barely see that. So it's, yeah, doesn't look the best on the camera, but in person, you're just going to need to trust me. It looks absolutely fantastic. And we'll get it outside. Might be best shooting it in natural light, because these lights kind of pick up absolutely everything. So we'll get it out in natural light after it's all been done and show you it outside. So when you're applying Smart Fabric, you can apply this onto your own roof. It's really, really simple, easy to do. Just make sure your roof is clean, importantly really dry, and then just douse it. It's a really strong kind of spray that comes out, so just absolutely cover the roof. Make sure you give it a right good shake before you apply it, and then a couple of shuggles as you're going round. The smell, very strong. Yeah, extremely strong. So well ventilated area. We've got the shutter open. and you're looking to basically use, we essentially just use the full bottle on the roof, and it's just going to make sure it's well protected, and you'll get lovely roof beadage